And it's proven itself over and over again. When I thought that somebody might be sensitive to me or interested in me, I just realized they're looking at their watch, and I'm just another cockroach in their life. And they'll always be kind to me because they think I'm an accomplished teacher, an accomplished craftsman. But I'm not going to sit down and shoot the shit with them because they're not my friend. And even though it's in a situation where you think you know the person and you think you could be relaxed with them, that you get most disappointed, and it's happened time and time again. Of course, my wife is not complicated, and my wife is sort of out of the egg, like a little bird born, and his feathers are just starting to grow in. And I saw my bird born, and I fed him with a little tube going down his stomach, and he grew up in my hands. So my hands are something that he's acclimated himself to, and he's not afraid of me. He flies right on my head, in my mouth, everywhere in the world. I've never tried to cut his flight feathers. He flies like a jet. I don't know how he makes turns in the air on a dime. He's amazing. I know all about him, but I never have a discomfort level with him. I can't even feel that he's too pure to have an agenda. So when he's in your life, he's in your life, and it's real, and it's in real time. It's a real-time relationship, and he just loves being in my hands. He loves to bite my hands, and he's experimenting all over the place and growing up and growing. He looks like a little bit older bird now. He's got all his feathers, and he flies like a crazy jet plane. Besides my wife, the only relationship that is absolutely at ease. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. My own species, I'll never be relaxed with, and never find them relaxed with me. Inside of a few minutes of what I think is great intimate talk, the guy, what he's thinking, people are pretty complicated. He looks off at the side at his wrist and his watch. He wants to know how long how much time is he going to devote to me? Have you ever had a relationship where you ask yourself, is this person really interested in you at all or not? Well, my radar is measuring that almost every second, because in the US, it was once like that to me. I had friends that you couldn't find a comfortable position for your feet. We're both sitting in chairs. We're both having a cup of tea. And I felt completely intimate and submerged with this guy I was talking to. And it was a meeting of the minds. So I don't know too many people here that ever have friendship at that level. Unfiltered, where they never step in and say, oh, maybe I better not say that. Better not talk about that. You're on edge. You're measuring all the time. So this ability to be at ease is rare. And so you can't have that here. I haven't seen it available. And I think people who think they have it are just, they're not like me. They're not built like me. They don't have the same radar and the same sensitive equipment inside. So they think they have it, and they can go on for years like that in a relationship, and they're comfortable. There's no interference or no expectation of what not to do in the culture. They can freely, spontaneously be themselves, and feel very comfortable with the other person. And my wife and I both at the same time have had the same actual feeling that we're on Mars, that we're completely different species from a lot of the people that we think are our friends. So that's why I told my wife, listen to me. I don't expect anything out of my friends here. I certainly know that it's not authentic, and that when people, after I am disposed of, I mean, after I go to heaven and my life's over, anybody that comes to you and talks to you and expresses all this sympathy and understanding and how I'll be missed and all, well, you have to understand that this is all completely bullshit. So would you please tell them for me, look, Jerry was alive. He felt like he was on Mars. You never once came over and sat down with him and were interested in him without looking at your watch. So please don't tell me anything about what a great guy, how talented he was, or what the fuck ever they're gonna say. Just go, please. Just go away from me. And my wife would have a hard time with that, saying that, because she is a lovely person. She is a good person. She's always working on getting into heaven. And she's always chanting and meditating at night for 3 hours. She's religious. She's taught me a lot about Buddhism. So that's going to happen. And I don't think I have that much time. But look at the culture I came to. I've had 40 years here. People like myself never give up. You know, we're so optimistic that someday you'll have a friend here, a neighbor, somebody you can actually be at ease with. It's fucking never happened. I'm afraid of everybody. And how this all fell short of my expectations, because I'm an optimist, you know. And I thought, hey, one day I'll have friends here like I had in New Jersey. It's not going to happen. Or I had in Brooklyn. I was very confused yesterday by reading an email, and it was about discovering that I had a granddaughter appeared. A while ago, I got this email from somebody who said that they're related to me and that they were trying to gather information. Or they didn't say it at the time. They were just saying it was kind of shy and not fully explained. You know, I just get this email from somebody who said they were trying to get pictures of my family. I had an idea it was some kind of a scam for intimacy, and I just had a feeling that the whole thing was a fishing opportunity for somebody. But I really wish I had some connection to my family. And truly, I miss my mother and father beyond belief. Because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because when I was with them, I was completely myself and at ease. And I haven't achieved that level of at easeness ever since. Because I've had to make my way through like a little pollywog, like a newborn bird, constantly trying to find some solid ground and people that I could be at ease with. I'm at ease with my wife. She's an incredible Buddhist who's taught me a lot. I'm a Buddhist Jew, I guess. You know, as I walk through the path of some street lighting and into the dark and then out by a street light again, I light up again. You'll notice that as I'm walking. I'm almost at my destination. So, how do you explain this kind of suffering, this kind of discomfort? How do you explain it? Well, unless you have radar and LiDAR like I have built into me, I don't need electronics. My wife has the same sensitivity built into her. It's actually more intelligent than my sensitivity, and I think my sensitivity is off the charts because I can't sleep. I can't relax. I never achieve peace. Peaceful enough to meditate. So I'm always off balance, and that's the society between foreigners and the Thais that are around. You're never going to ever achieve a balance, and you're never going to feel like a native person at ease. You're a foreigner, and you'll die a foreigner here. And it's kind of an internal kind of suffering that you just have to learn to cope with because it's ambient. It's the whole atmosphere that you're living in. And it's fruitless to try to get to the core of intimacy, because you'll never reach the core of intimacy. It's infinite. It's an infinite thing. You're just never going to get to it. This is built in to trying to have a life in another country. And then you find out that it's not another country, it's actually Mars. And you will always only have yourself and your own introspection as you try to dissolve the exterior away and get to the core of other people and try to develop a relationship. You'll understand that it's impossible, and you'll never have it. You'll never have Elizabeth, New Jersey again, no matter what you do. And you'll never have friends like you had when you were younger. You will always understand that the wallpaper and the whole perimeter of anonymousness will always be there. There's nobody ready to help you. There's nobody that's going to catch you. And there's nobody that's going to save you from these kind of feelings. Especially if you have the built-in LiDAR and radar that I have, it's bound to make you sick and not get rest, true rest. Did you ever want to be at ease and you want just to close your eyes and have rest? Well, take this into consideration. In America, I was married 6 times, if you can believe that. And I did, and coming 17,000 miles did finally pay off, but I think the good Lord looked down on me and said, this guy's suffered enough. I'm going to give him what he's after. And I do have a partner, a wife, that completely understands me. And she hasn't had a day of secondary education. She's actually more at peace and brilliantly a Buddhist, and has tried to help me understand what do they call it in prison when you're confined to one cell with no windows? The solitary confinement. You get used to it after a while. So you're going to be in your own head. So while you're listening to me, it's time to see how long I talked, and I won't be too offended if you bring your wrist up and look at your watch now to see how long I've been talking. I'll continue walking through street lights, fade into the dark, and maybe turn this camera off because I know by now you got the message.